Welcome back to Edge, presented by FanDuel as part of the Hammer Betting Network. I'm Alex Moretto, joined here today by no one. My pizza buffet era. I am entering here, channeling my best Rob Pizzola impression to break down tonight's games, give out some best bets, answer some questions from the chat. I have an exciting offer for people from our friends at Betstamp Pro, and we'll build out a little anytime goal scorer parlay as well. So we should have plenty to talk about today. Should have a fun show. Before we get into that, I want to recap quickly last night's best bets. A 4-4 night, not what we would have wanted, but honestly, also not necessarily a ton of complaints either. The wrong side on that Leafs Flames under 6, and the Flames as well. Even though market agreement on the Flames, but we talk about the market agreement. I don't even know how much stock I'd put into that this year. Market obviously liked that play. It was just the wrong side, plain and simple. Under in Columbus, and Buffalo gets home under 6.5. The Caps get home over the Panthers. We got sewered with the Eric Comrie start and got about as bad of a number as you can possibly get on the Jets. And Eric Comrie did his best Hellebuck impression and picks up the shutout. So that worked out well for us. And then over in Detroit, Seattle was pretty much a no-doubter there. I really like that one. I'm glad we were able to get that one home. Didn't get the Dominic Hasek type performance from Talbot. The frustrating ones were Pittsburgh and Philly. Obviously, a couple coin flip games, losing both of those. One of them in overtime, one of them in a shootout. Would have liked to get at least one of those, especially plus 123 and plus 130 where we locked them in, but wasn't meant to be in the end. So it is what it is. Not the worst night, not the best night. We will move on and hope for better tonight. Before we get into tonight's games, there are just 3 games, but I do have a couple plays that I want to talk about. Before we get into that, though, I need to remind you, in case you have forgotten by now, the NHL is heating up and FanDuel is bringing you more action than ever because everyone knows hockey just hits different. Load up a power play with the hottest same-game parlays found on the Parlay Hub, lace them up, and follow your bets with player prop tracking or bet on the fly with the Pulse. The hunt for the cup starts here. Get more from the NHL with FanDuel, North America's #1 sportsbook. Right now, new customers can kick off the season with $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Just place any $5 bet and you'll get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. Please play responsibly. Must be 18 plus and physically located in Ontario. Gambling problem? Call 1-866-531-2600. That's 1-866-531-2600 or visit connectsontario.ca. Some other news about the ad read in FanDuel here. For those of you who have loved this read, and we've just become so accustomed to it. The NHL is back. The NHL is better than ever. The NHL is heating up. Unfortunately, we have some new reads coming. Maybe a good thing, maybe a bad thing, but we are changing it up. There's some exciting offers from FanDuel for the Four Nations, I believe. So we're gonna have a new read for that pretty soon, maybe tomorrow, as soon as tomorrow, and then after the Four Nations break, we're going to have some refreshed reads as well. So we are in the final days of our NHL is heating up era. Very, very sad. You guys are dropping like flies. There was 4 people on the screen a couple weeks ago. Yes, Albert is sick today. He tried his best to make it. He is unable to go like 5 words without coughing. So we figured just for everyone's ears, and honestly, the fact that the Rangers play tonight, I don't think we need Albert on here to talk about that. We really don't want that. So Money has his kids' hockey practice this morning. He usually can't do Wednesdays. He will be back tomorrow and Friday. And obviously, you guys know that Zach moved on. We have a new producer behind the scenes who some of you may know from some of the watch-alongs even. We don't let him on screen here, though. Rob's too generous with that. We don't let him on screen here. So just me today. Hopefully, you guys can tolerate that. But yeah, let's get into the games tonight because I do have some plays and I want to get some of these in before we get some market movement. And I also don't want to keep you guys too long because we have a big stream going on later today on Forward Progress, the Super Bowl props show. We have like 30 guests, everyone giving out their favorite play for the Super Bowl, prop markets, game props, anything you can imagine. There are a lot of great guests coming on today. China, Captain Jack, Barry Horse, Drew Dinsick, Adam Levitan and Jack Miller from Established to Run, Nick Kostos, Chernoff, obviously all the Forward Progress guys as well. And some exciting new guests that haven't been on before. You guys are definitely not going to want to miss that. So we won't keep you too long here so that you can do whatever you need to do in between before that show starts. No GRP, no Blez. We will have a Zilbo sighting today. Zilbo is making his Forward Progress debut. He did send me his pick this morning. You're not going to want to miss this one. Very excited to have Zilbo on, as I'm sure Rob is as well, to spend those 10 precious minutes with him later on. All right, let's get into these games today. We have first game, Boston going to the Garden to take on the Albers Rangers. Rangers minus 210 on FanDuel. Bruins plus 172. Total of 6, minus 118 to the over, minus 108 to the under. Actually, I lied because on the actual FanDuel screen it is 6.5 plus 110 to the over, minus 134 to the under. Pretty much sixes across the board though. Crazy number, maybe. Rangers closed minus 135 range in Boston on Sunday. Obviously lost that game. Bruins deserve that win as well. I think that was definitely the right side if you were on the Bruins in that Saturday game. So there has to be a slight adjustment to that number. I don't think you can say that minus 135 was the most efficient number. Probably a bit of a downgrade there. But now you obviously flip the venue. Bruins on a back-to-back. Korpisalo in for Swayman. Rangers very rested since Sunday. Yeah, it's fair to question maybe whether the Rangers openers were big enough of adjustment. I know there's like some like minus 160, high 160s kind of in the minus 170 range. Obviously, those have been bet up significantly. We're basically seeing numbers start with a minus 2 across the board here. So minus 200 range everywhere. They have taken money consistently all morning, and there has been basically no resistance. I just have no real interest in the side here. It is a big number on the Bruins, but you can kind of understand why. I talked the other day how hard it is to beat a team twice in the span of a few days with that Flyers Devils situation. And I didn't take my own advice, and I got on the Flyers in the second game of that, and they lost 5-0. Gonna take my own advice here and lay off the Bruins. The downgrade from Swayman to Korpisalo is obviously significant. Bruins played well on Saturday, deserved the win, but just tough to back them in this spot. Really bad rest advantage, bad situational spot. The Rangers have been good again, but not that good of late. And I just kind of can't get on board with them laying this number here. The Vegas and Carolina games were obviously big steps up. They were pretty miserable in both underlying numbers, at least. They obviously won that Vegas game, but Quick essentially stole that game. But we're not I don't know. I'm not particularly expecting a good Bruins game here either. It's just too tough to get on them in this spot. After playing Mini in a tough game last night, and then to come back now to MSG after just laying a beating on the Rangers a few days ago, just no interest. If it gets any bigger, I might just have to jump in, even at the number we're at now. To fade this market move, I'm at a point where I think there is a little value on the Bruins. I just don't want to pull the trigger. That's basically where I'm at right now at this one. I do have a bet on the total though. Shesterkin's been fighting it lately, so he doesn't scare me off and over as much as he maybe normally would. It's 3 straight starts where he's posted a goal saved above expected of minus 1.5 or worse, almost minus 6 over those 3 starts. Nothing to be concerned about long term, but he's definitely going through it right now, and that's kind of partly why I'm comfortable making a bet on this total. I like the over 6, minus 115 or better, which is basically widely available. I don't even think you can find worse than that at this point. So yeah, I did bet the over. I'm good with the over here. Both teams just giving up way too much defensively right now. Even last night against the Wild, it was not a strong defensive effort from the Bruins against this sort of lifeless Wild offense. Swayman was outstanding, definitely stole them that game a little bit. I do not expect the same thing from Korpisalo here. Rangers also fighting it defensively, just giving up a lot. They have a lot of guys on the back end just kind of short of confidence right now, making way too many mistakes, especially guys like Lindgren, who's still being relied upon to play a lot of minutes. And Shesterkin just hasn't been bailing him out the way we've seen in years past. So obviously not at the level he wants to be at. Each team right now, I think each team are bottom 10 in expected goals against per 60 since the start of January. And both offenses are kind of, feeling it a little bit right now. They're playing some higher event hockey. It's helped the offense, get some confidence back. And and they're just bleeding chances. So it's one of those games where I'd expect a lot of chances on both ends, and I feel good enough about enough of those being converted with where this goaltending matchup is for tonight. I'm sorry, I'm seeing some comments in the chat. I'm trying to keep up with this stuff. It's very difficult to do that. Is the quality? It's the quality of ice at MSG. Thankfully, Albert's sick, so I don't think he'll be at MSG tonight. That's great. Really good for this over as well. Where is Zach? We're getting this question a lot. He has not been on the show for a few weeks, guys. He got another really exciting opportunity, which he took, which we're obviously all very supportive of. Definitely a well-deserved opportunity. You can catch him on the show with Jeff Merrick on every day, I think at 3 o'clock on YouTube. He also is doing the Leaf stuff for the Nation Network. So Zach's still around in the chat every once in a while, popping in here. And maybe if I throw some shade at the Leafs, he always seems to catch it and put me back in my place. But yeah, Zach is no longer on the show. All right, so we got an over in that first game. Moving on here to the next game, we have the Oilers at the Blackhawks. Oilers minus 275, Blackhawks plus 220. Total of 6.5 plus 106 to the over, minus 130 to the under. I like an over again in this game, and I think we should probably lock it in soon here, just in case it moves any further. I like over 6 minus 120 or over 6.5 plus money, whatever you have access to. I don't have a strong preference between 6 minus 120 and 6.5, like plus 105-ish kind of that's available. That is a bet for me. Pretty simple here. Like Oilers on a back-to-back after playing into overtime last night, which means we're going to get the Calvin Pickard start here. It's definitely a downgrade from Skinner. I do expect Soderblom for Chicago, who's obviously the better of the two. But like whatever, that's fine. Soderblom has been a lot better this year compared to like what he was in years past, and he's definitely been better than Mrazek. But I'm still not at the point where he's going to scare me off and over. We got to pump the brakes on that. If it happens to be Mrazek, great. Oilers are just generating so much offense right now. That's what it comes down to. It hasn't necessarily translated into goals like it probably should have by now, but the floodgates are going to burst open at any point. Like they are just generating. It's honestly insane how much offense they're generating right now at 5-on-5. And we know how good the power play is too. Like the fact that they're not scoring 5-6 goals a game right now in January, considering what they're producing, is honestly surprising. But like, yeah, if they keep it going at this rate, the floodgates are going to open and the goals are going to come in bunches. This is a great matchup for it, obviously. Oilers are the best offensive team in the NHL since January. 3.5 expected goals for per 60 at 5-on-5. That is by far the best mark in the league over that span. And the Blackhawks are the worst defensive team over that span. 3.2 expected goals against per 60 at 5-on-5. Oilers should have their way here. I've talked about it before, how they approach these games versus bottom tier teams. They're comfortable going back and forth and trading chances with them, trusting their offensive firepower over just about anyone, as they should, especially on a back-to-back. No need to max out intensity to play a shutdown game. I mean, we look at recent games versus Buffalo, Seattle, Detroit, all teams I kind of put in the Chicago bucket, almost 30 total expected goals in those 3 games, 18 of those at 5-on-5. These are very much high-event games when they step down like this. I think the Blackhawks should provide little resistance here defensively. And their offensive numbers, Chicago's, have been a lot better on home ice. We've seen some actually strong offensive games for them against some good teams at home, like Vegas, Carolina, Tampa. They're scoring some goals. Yeah. Definitely more signs of life at home. I don't think the Oilers are going to need to play shutdown here. They're going to be content just simply outscoring the Blackhawks. I do like this over quite a bit. So 2 games, 2 overs. We do have one more game to get to. Yeah, I mean, Sam, totally fair. Like Leon is definitely scoring more than he's expected to, but like you'd also expect that from an elite scorer. Like he's probably the best scorer in the game right now. You would expect him to outperform his expected goal numbers. I don't have this individual stats for the rest of the team, but like I would imagine just based on their team goals versus their team expected goal, that a lot of other guys are drastically underperforming their expected goal numbers as well. So I think, yeah, you're right. It does go both ways. That is a fair point though, for sure. Before we get into the last game, I want to talk to you guys quickly about this offer from Betstamp Pro. It is pretty exciting. It is pretty cool. Definitely something, honestly, like something I would strongly recommend you take advantage of, because this is not something that is going to come around often. They, right now, in preparation for the big game, they are offering the premium odds screen. The Betstamp team is offering the premium odds screen for 99 cents. So in preparation for the big game, we've got an exclusive offer for Betstamp Pro, the premium odds screen the Betstamp team has created to highlight top-down market-based edges across any prop type. For Super Bowl 59, Betstamp is offering Edgework listeners and viewers 99 cents access to their Betstamp Pro NFL odds screen. Yes, you heard that right. 99-cent access for the biggest game of the year. This limited time deal gives you full odds screen access to NFL main and prop markets, real-time odds from 100 plus feeds covering retail, offshore, and PPH books, the ability to view a full line history on every market, and highlighted edges showing hold, EV, and edge percentages. Go to betstamp.com/edgework and fill out the form to take advantage. Promo codes are being sent out on Friday. Act quickly. There are a restricted number of spots available for this promotion. Don't miss the opportunity to elevate your Super Bowl betting. Again, visit betstamp.com/edgework or scan the QR code on the screen to get Betstamp Pro for just 99 cents. Yeah, I would definitely take advantage of this. I've been using the Pro screen for a while now. It has definitely helped a significant amount, especially with for the Super Bowl, with all the props that are available. Whether you decide to get Pro after this or not, simply for 99 cents to just have a trial of it for the Super Bowl is crazy. The amount of money you can make, that's crazy. Yeah, it's basically free, obviously. And simply just if you're just into top-down betting props with the amount of props that are available, you can hop in there for 99 cents and make a lot of money and shut it down if you want to, if you don't like it after those few days. Anyways, if you guys, if you guys know how to join based on that, if you have any questions or follow-ups that you wanted to ask, you can always DM me on Twitter or send me a message or anything like that. All right, let's get into this last game here. Habs at Kings. I almost don't even want to talk about this game. Habs plus 202, Kings minus 250, total of 5.5, minus 120 to the over, minus 102 to the under. I don't know what to say about this Habs team right now. They are fighting it. They are fighting it quite a bit. It's been a struggle for them to get the offense going. Top line is going through it a bit right now. That second line is struggling with line A has been somewhat of an anchor at 5-on-5. There's just not a lot going on for them right now. I'm sick. I'm fighting it, so I didn't even stay up for that Sharks game last night. And just going through some Habs accounts or Habs people that I trust and their breakdowns of the game. Didn't sound like even a pretty game against the Sharks, and the numbers kind of support that. They need this break in a big way, this Four Nations break. I don't expect them to provide any resistance to the Kings here on a back-to-back. I think this should be very simple for this LA team. Kings should basically have their way here. I think defensively, they're going to be able to just completely suffocate this Habs offense that is doing themselves no favors in what they're able to generate right now. Kings obviously struggling a little bit to get goals, but Habs defensively have not provided much resistance to teams at the moment. So it's the Habs defense that kind of scares me off and under here. At 5.5 plus money, I do like that conceptually, just because of how I think the Kings are going to be able to shut down the Habs. Honestly, this is one of those where I don't look into these markets as much. I generally stick to the main markets, which I probably shouldn't. But in this case, this is honestly probably a really good look for a Habs team total under. I don't see the Habs scoring much here. I don't see them even getting many chances. What scares me off and under is if we have a 5-1 type game for the Kings, because it wouldn't shock me if they're able to score quite a few goals here on Dobish, who's been playing well, but he's obviously a downgrade from Montembeault, if we're going to be honest here. He's playing well, but he's not that good. We don't know what his ceiling is in this league. I don't think he's a great goalie. Yeah, Connor, if a 6 minus 120 shows, I will be betting the under as well. I agree with that for sure. I don't know if we're going to get there or not. I'm still even tempted at this big plus money 5.5s, but it just scares me what the Kings can maybe generate in this game. I'm just trying to pull up a team total here for the Habs. Habs total goals on FanDuel under 2.5, minus 150. I'm sure if you shopped around, you could find better numbers, but just like conceptually, I definitely don't hate that. Just going to pull up one other thing here to see if I can find another team total. But yeah, I think that's probably my favorite look in the game, one I have not bet yet. But Habs team total elsewhere here. I don't know. You'll have to shop around. It's hard to pull it up and keep talking. I don't want to have some dead air time here, but that's probably my favorite look in this game. I agree that if a 6 pops, I will be getting on a 6 at -120 or better, though, for sure. Until then, nothing on this game tonight. Just the 2 bets so far then. If we can, yeah, 2.2. Honestly, though, if you're doing that, Graham, 2.5 -150, I think is definitely better than 2.25 -135. You're better off getting on that on the 2.5 -150. The extra 15 cents for that half push on 2 goals is not worth it in my. Oh, for 2.5. Okay, yeah. For 2.5, yeah, that's good. I would bet that. Honestly, I probably will shop around after this and try and find a team total. I do like that. I do like that. That's something I will be betting after the show. I don't know if we can actually even lock that in, producer here back here. Do we have that up on Betstamp so we can get that locked in? If we do, we will track that because I am giving it out here. We want to stay transparent. I will be betting that. If we can track it, then we will track it. All right, so I will recap these quickly, and then we will throw up some goal scorers. I think we've got some suggestions here in the chat already. We have 3 suggestions. Ideally, we can get a couple more because I think a couple of them are in the same game. So if we can get another one, let's do that, and then we will get out of here, and you guys can get ready to go watch the prop show. All right, Bruins, Rangers over 6 -110, Oilers, Blackhawks over 6 -120, and then Habs team total under 2.5 -135. Yeah, I like that. Let's go 3-0 tonight. Let's do it. Okay, we got from Jordan here. We got a Hyman suggestion. We got a Corey Perry suggestion, and we got a Slaggert suggestion from Jordan as well. 3 guys, all from the same game, of course. So if we can get some guys from other, and then there's a Dickinson. There are 3 games. If we can, okay, we got Marchand and Gallagher. We got a Kempe as well. I'm down for the Marchand. Let's do Marchand. Let's pick one from the Oilers game. Hyman, Perry, Slaggert. Let's go with Hyman. Let's actually try and hit one of these here. So congrats on the Slaggert goal, Jordan. Hyman, Marchand. Oh God, I get the Gallagher number's big, and he's playing a lot more minutes right now with the way the Habs top lines are going. I struggle to see them scoring goals tonight. That's my issue. Such a big number on FanDuel compared to the rest of the market, though. I mean, how can you not? Miller 210 does seem really good, but just sheerly out of disrespect for Albert, I think we're going to leave that out. Not going to pick a Rangers player because of that. We will go with Marchand because that was suggested. I know Pasternak's been on a heater, but just need one from his last game. We'll go with Kempe then. So let's do Kempe, Marchand, and Hyman. 3 at a reasonable range. Maybe we have a chance to hit this. I know it's only a 3 goal scorer one, but if we hit this on the day that no one else is on, I will hold it over them forever. Hyman, Marchand, Kempe, 21-1. There you go. There's anytime goal scorer parlay for tonight. All right. That's it. Do you guys have any other questions about this Betstamp Pro thing, this offer? Again, it's simple. You can just go to betstamp.com/edgework and fill out the form to take advantage. Very simple. But if you do have any other questions or you want to see any other screenshots from it, or like you have any questions about the product, you can let me know. No goal parlay. We can do one. We can do one quickly, I guess. It's just hard to build it behind the scenes here. It's going to take some time, but all right, let's do one quickly then. I'm going to go using the Pro Tool since we're talking about it. Chris Kreider. I'm going to go Chris Kreider. I'm going to go with Kevin Fiala. Kreider, Fiala. Oh, yeah. Honestly, actually, you know what? Line A. I'm going to do line A. Great call. That is an edge here, too. He's not scoring. Line A, Kreider, and then we need one from the Oilers game. That's going to be tougher because there might be 12 goals in that game. Let's go with, let me just see where an edge is here. Should have had this prep beforehand, but oh man, it's tough. There's not a ton. Okay, Teravainen. We're gonna go with Teravainen. Teravainen, Soderblom, no goal. Teravainen, Kreider, and Line is a no-goal parlay. There we go. -102. Kreider, Line, Teravainen. We got the no-goal parlay. We got the anytime goal parlay. And we got 3 best bets for tonight. Not bad for a 3-game slate. Albert shows up to work tomorrow. No, good to any number. Yeah. I also liked his tweet earlier about the Super Bowl prop. -999, someone to run on the field and claim they won 10K for running on the field. That was great. All right, Moretto, before you end, what do you think of the Hart race? Sprinkled some pasta 500 to 1 last night. I do think Bruins suck, but I disagree with the top of the board. Gotta say, very unprepared to answer this, but I will pull up the awards market quickly here. Yeah. The top of the board is kind of underwhelming. Like it's always the thing with Draisaitl is that McDavid is always going to take away from his claim to it. I definitely agree with that. Werenski injury hurts his cause. Quinn Hughes obviously injured right now. I know there's some pretty sharp support out there for Quinn Hughes right now. Jake Croucher has been beating that drum, so you know he's going to be continuing to pump his tires over the rest of the season here. Honestly, I think that Pastrnak look is not bad. What he's doing right now for this team, if he's able to like put up an insane amount of points and get them into like a even top 3 in the division, that will be significant. I don't hate Kucherov at 17 to 1 either. I do not hate Kucherov. Obviously, he's right in there right now in the Art Ross race. He's right back in the thick of things. I do think Tampa still has a outside shot at coming back and winning this division right now. Not even an outside shot. Like they have a legitimate claim to potentially winning this division. If Kucherov is able to get the Art Ross and lead them to like top in the Atlantic or like close to it, he'll have a strong claim for that too. It is hard to look away from Hellebuck right now and what he's doing. This does feel like he's having his Carey Price season where, you know, Hart and Vezina. I don't know. I don't have any. I'll look more into it, and I think next week the plan is to do a 4 Nations / futures show. We have no games obviously after Sunday, so no full proper Edgework daily shows next week or the week after. But the plan is to do a 4 Nations preview show next week, and then do a full futures show maybe early the week after. So in those 2 weeks off of the NHL, I think we're going to do 2 full shows, 1 4 Nations show and 1 futures show. So we'll definitely get a lot more into this stuff. We'll definitely get a lot more into this stuff, and I will be a lot more prepared for it. So, all right, let's get out of here. One more time quickly to recap the best bets. We have Bruins, Rangers, over 6, -110. Oilers, Blackhawks, over 6, -120. And Habs, team total, under 2.5, -135. Maybe the first time I've locked in a team total ever on this show. So first time I've done it solo, first time I've locked in a team total. Mike, I know you're above the Super Bowl prop show. You can't give out your edges. It is what it is. You've got those 99% -250 winners, and you can't share those with everyone. So I didn't want to put you in a tough spot. All right, that'll do it for us today. For me, for myself, and the producer behind the scenes here. Appreciate it for tuning in and bearing with me here, going solo with my mouth dry as shit, suffering, my nose stuffed. It's rough out here. We will be back tomorrow. By we, I do mean we. It will be myself and So Money. Break down a much, much bigger slate. Hopefully recap a 3-0 night. Yeah, you guys can hit like, subscribe, all that stuff. Would really appreciate it. Be back tomorrow morning. Until then, enjoy the games tonight and good luck in your bets.